hand up. Right there on the front of the car. Stay still.
I ain't doing I got gun right there. I'm not doing that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm saying, what you saying? Oh, yeah, for? I'm not. Oh, my God.
Because we ain't doing nothing but changing the tire or whatever. And she was like, you just give me your ID and you go stand over there by my car. And I said, I won't, because I'm not under arrest. Like, I would let her know, like, I know my rights.
Washington says as he began to record her, the encounter turned physical.
That's when she tased me the first time when I was trying to turn my camera on my phone. And that's when I fell down. And then that's when the other video started.
Washington was ordered to get up and walk to the car in.
Hey, yo, what up, my 1751 family? I'd like to thank you all for tuning in, man. For those of you who have already smashed and subscribed, I'd like to take my hat off to y'all, man. And thank y'all for your unwavering support. It means so much to this channel, man. For those of you who have yet to smash and subscribe, go on ahead, take a moment to go over and smash and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell notification while you're at it. Now, getting into it, man. Today we have a situation, man, which occurred about 3 years ago. So this is not a new, this is not a new situation. This didn't just occur. I want to make that clear. I'm quite sure a lot of you may have, already seen this horrible situation. But this situation here, man, happened in Alabama. Where an individual by the name of Michael Washington, black man. This man was on the side of the road, changing the wheel on his car. Obviously, he had a flat. On the side of the road, changing the wheel on his vehicle, right? Which is said that a friend of his left to go to the house, or but he was when this Officer Elmore, is her name. When this officer arrived on scene, Michael Washington was bent down, kneeling down, fixing his wheel on his car. For whatever reason, I see no probable cause here. Even if they wanted to say, he's bending down and she's seen a gun brandishing on his waist, or, somewhere in clear sight, that is no reason to stop and bother a person, because police officers have an issue with bothering a black man when they hear that, if they hear that a black man, or they get a call that a black man has a gun, officers pull up ready to, take a life. And it's sad but true, man. When it's a white man, they pull up, they scream all type of commands, they take it easy. Come on, buddy, just put it down, man. They hear him out. He gets a chance to let them know, I'm licensed to carry. I don't know why you guys were called. Yes, my firearm is showing. My shirt was up. A lot of times, black men don't get a chance to explain. You see it a lot, man, during traffic stops. For instance, Philando Castile, man, another black man that was sadly gunned down by racist police officers years ago. Right, a lot of you remember Philando Castile, right? But like I said, man, a lot of times, man, when a black man get pulled over, we have to be wary. We have to fear for our lives, man, especially if we have a firearm on us. Whether that firearm is legal or illegal, whether we have a license to carry or we're carrying it illegally, right? We have to fear for our life. Although we had no intentions or no plans to bring the officer no harm, although we were complying, not being unruly and you know, just over the top, you know, just you know, out of it, arguing and you know, just trying to give the officer a hard time. A lot of times that's not the case. You know, a lot of times people get gunned down, black folk get gunned down when they are already compliant. You know, you just had, the problem is you have officers on the force all throughout America. You have these officers who are on the force. They are known to be corrupt officers, and nothing gets done about it. You know, because corruption runs so deep within the police. You know, the police family. You know, good officers are up against. Good officers are up against a department full of corrupt officers, which leaves good officers to kind of have to mind their business unless they want to have a hard time at work or be without a job altogether, you know. But here, this brother Michael Washington, he was doing nothing, man, but changing the tire. And you had this racist police officer by the name of Officer Elmore, right? She pulls up with an attitude, obviously mental issues, you know, suffering from racial illness, you know, a mental illness towards black folk, and it all shows in this tape, man.
Stand up. Right there on the front of the car. Straight.
I ain't doing I got gun right there. I'm not doing that.
Oh yeah.
I'm saying what you saying, oh yeah, for I'm not, oh my God! Okay, down, oh my fault. Oh my God.
Whoever was another thing, another question I have is who was recording this altercation, because this wasn't her body cam recording. I don't know whether this was a partner's body cam, or was this onlooker who you know, who pulled that cell phone out and you know, recorded this incident. But as you can see, this officer, man, her attitude, man, her approach was you know, evident that her ego kicked in, man. She got a black man, he got a gun. Oh yeah, I could have it my way with him because he got a gun. No one's gonna care. He's a black man with a gun. No one's gonna care. You know, how is he gonna prove that I'm the one who violated when he's the one who have a gun that she's probably already expecting to be an illegal firearm? And she may know this guy. She may know this guy for living a certain type of life, you know, maybe selling drugs, who knows, you know, and this was her chance to just pull him over, get him on the side of the road, and have her way with him. You know, I'm not saying that that's for sure what happened, that, you know, she knows this guy from the area, but this is Alabama, man. Racism runs rampant in Alabama, man. There's certain states where race, you know, the racial population, you know, well exceeds the non-racial population, right? Now, as you can see, the attitude that this woman displayed in this footage, she already had this man, Michael Washington, cuffed, right? She takes the man, controls him to the front of the vehicle. She proceeds to pull her taser out, which I seen her unsnapping her taser. She already had this in mind. She was gonna take this man to the front of that car and torture him, right? Now, once she got this man on the hood of that car and she took the gun out of his pocket and put it on the hood, she then took it upon herself to take her taser out, stick her taser directly on the man's spine, you know, and and pull the trigger, man, and electrocute this man. You know, now I'm not sure, you know, about the different points where you could tase a person and it could actually cause them brutal pain, you know, but this man was screaming out in agony, man. This man was screaming out in agony, you know. Being tased on the spine, I'm quite sure that is a spot that causes quite a bit of pain. You know, probably more pain than anywhere else.
These taser marks on Ma'Khia Washington's back are now the daily reminders of what happened.
She racially profiled me, basically, like from the start.
When reformed police officer Dana Elmore stopped to question Washington Saturday, asking for his ID as he tried to change a flat tire on the side of a road near his aunt's house with his younger brother.
You know, but this guy, this brother, he screamed out, man. He screamed out because he knew that he was in a situation where no one could help him. He has a racist officer. As you can see, when she tased him, she said, "You think you're big and bad?" She said something, you know. She said something to the nature of, "You think you're big and bad?" What she say? "You're a little bitch," or something. She, you know, whatever she said, wasn't the type of language that you should hear from a police officer who is supposed to protect and serve the community, right? Who is supposed to protect and serve the very person that she's brutalized on the front of that patrol car, right? This is not the type of language that you should hear from a public servant as they not only violate your rights, but brutalize you for no good reason, right? She already got the man in cuffs. Now, a lot of these situations go unpunished, man. You know, you have these officers within the department, right? They do these type of acts, and they get rewarded for them. Man. And that's the reason why most of the police departments all throughout America is corrupt. You know, they protect each other, man. And you know, now here you go. This week, attorney for Washington filed a $20 million lawsuit against the city of Reform and two officers, Elmore and her husband, former Pickens County Sheriff Deputy Jody Elmore, who she reportedly called to join in the arrest, despite him working in a different jurisdiction. Wow. So before the act of police brutality that was shown on camera, Elmore had already committed a prior act of police brutality on Washington just because he pulled out his phone to record her. You know, and it also explains the attitude, you know, the words that she spewed, you know, the hateful rhetoric that she spewed towards this man as she tortured him, right? Now this very well explains the reason she acted out in the way she did. You know, now here it says, as we previously reported, Washington wasn't far from his aunt's house when he was on the side of the road to change his tire. So his friends, the other plaintiffs in the suit who were with him at the time, were going back and forth to the house to get the equipment needed. You know, so I'm guessing it may have been his friend that was probably recording this incident, because like I said, this wasn't the officer's body cam, you know. Now, so Officer Elmore approached him to see what was going on and demanded to see his ID, which she already know who this guy is. So that's a throw off, and that's bullshit, right? Now Washington refused to show it, and Elmore got her little ego bruised. He refused to show it because he knew she was fucking with him. He knew that this officer was fucking with him, man. You know, bruise her little ego, which caused her to tase him, cuff him while he was on the ground, make him stand up, tase him, tell him to shut the fuck up as he screamed, and threatened to tase him a third time before telling him to shut your bitch ass up once again. What officer, my God, man, you know, where do these officers learn? Is this how the training, are they taught this type of shit in training? You know, I'm very curious to know, man, you know, because this is not a one-off. These officers, they use foul language, you know, they use hateful, you know, racist language when they know they have you in a position where likely there's no one going to be able to save you. You know, what they would like is to instill fear into the black community, and where a lot of us who know our rights, who spend time studying and you know, educating ourselves on the rights that we have against these officers. A lot of times these officers, they wish to instill in fear in the black community so that we don't exercise the rights that we educated ourselves with, right? They want us to understand that when we are up against these officers and they have us alone, our rights doesn't matter. So they don't want to hear that shit. That's basically what they want to instill in us, man. They want us to understand that we have no rights, regardless what the Constitution says, regardless, you know, they want us to know that when we are up against them, we are to respect them and to you know, bow down, man, because they are the big bad wolf.
Off at first until I started asking her questions of why you need the ideas, because we ain't doing nothing but changing the tire or whatever. And she was like, you just give me your ID and you go stand over there by my car. And I said, I won't, because I'm not under arrest. Like, I would let her know, like, I know my rights.
Washington says as he began to record her, the encounter turned physical.
That's when she tased me the first time, when I was trying to turn my camera on my phone. And that's when I fell down. And then that's when the other video started.
Washington was ordered to get up and walk to the car in handcuffs, letting her know he did have a gun he was legally
in the moment. They are the big bad wolf, man, and they have qualified immunity. So good luck with trying to fight back and use your rights after these officers damn near blow you off this earth, or succeed in blowing you away, and having your family grieving over a foul act of misconduct and police brutality and a wrongful death. You know, these officers, they understand they are likely to have their department fend for them, whether right or wrong. And that's the problem that we have here in America. You know, that needs to change, man. That needs to change, man, you know. Now, it says, Washington was initially charged with trafficking fentanyl, obstructing government operations. Now, I did say earlier that this guy probably known in the area for selling drugs or whatever. You know, and she knows this guy. He knows her. They're very familiar with each other, probably. You know, well, here it is. Resisting arrest and first-degree possession of marijuana, right? The fentanyl charge was later dismissed after it was determined the substance Elmore found on him was, in fact, not fentanyl. It's unclear how that mix-up happened. Maxwell said earlier this week, we fully expect the remaining charges against Mr. Washington to be dismissed as well. So the fact that she likely planted something on him, or she likely wrote in the police report something to be fentanyl that she hadn't even investigated. She hadn't even checked the substance to make sure that it was fentanyl. But she went on to charge his brother with fentanyl. And for that fact, his attorney is looking to get all of his charges released, all his charges dismissed, as they pursue a lawsuit against Officer Elmore. And I'm quite sure her husband will be into question as well. You know, for being, you know, she called her husband, who wasn't even working in that district. But anyway, man, I enjoy y'all coming to kick it with your boy today, man. You know, it was my pleasure, man, sharing my time with y'all, man, to review this unfortunate situation, man. But I enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed kicking it with y'all, man. But until next time, you know, we're gonna have to end this thing, man. But anyway, it's your boy, Mr. 1751, bringing you another 1751 review. And until next video, y'all stay up. Hey, if you enjoy watching videos like these, make sure that you like, comment, subscribe. Help your boy get into the algorithm so that I can continue to bring you more videos just like the one you just watched. Anyway, until next video, y'all stay up.
This video disturbing. After an exchange of words, the police officer pulls the trigger on the stun gun and then asked,
You want it again?
No, man.
Shut the f up. You was big and bad.
she could then be heard calling him an explicit name.
She tased him in the back, and she was holding it. She was just holding it there until he started crying.
Jalexis Rice, girlfriend of Micaiah Washington, says this all started when her boyfriend and two others were changing a tire of the car they were driving. She says that's when the officer in the video pulled up, eventually putting her boyfriend in handcuffs and tasing him.
When I seen it, I couldn't do nothing but cry. I couldn't do nothing but cry.
Following his arrest, Washington was booked into the Pickens County Jail on several charges. He has a bond of $500,000. In a statement, Reform's police chief and mayor said they're aware of the video and the police officer has been placed on administrative leave. However, people attending Monday's rally say they want more done.
She needs to be fired, and I feel like she can leave and go somewhere else and do it if they don't hold her accountable for nothing. You are police. You here to protect and serve us. How do we supposed to trust you and this how you treat us?
It hurt my feelings for real.
In the statement from the mayor and police chief, they said in part, the department is in the process of turning over all materials related to this arrest to the Alabama State Bureau of Investigation and has requested a thorough investigation into the circumstances surrounding the arrest.